Ivo Andric was a Yugoslavian novelist, poet and short story writer, who won the Nobel Prize in Literature in 1961. His writings dealt mainly with life in his native Bosnia, under Ottoman rule. So much is the need of a bad man to cheat, and such an unlimited possibility of being deceived. He is not the greatest fool who cannot read, but the one who thinks that everything is reading the truth. Such is the life, that a man often has to be ashamed of what is most beautiful in him, and that this is exactly what he hides from the world, and even from those nearest to him. If people would know how little brain is ruling the world, they would die of fear. As long as there is a darkness, there is a daylight. The nobility is like a great wind, moving, showing, and dropping off. Only active people, their fightingness and recklessness, drive life forward, but only passive people, their patience and goodness, maintain it, and make it possible and tolerable. What is worth to have a lot and be something, when a person cannot be free from the fear of the poverty, nor low in thought, rudeness in words, nor uncertainty in actions, when a bitter and inexpressible but invisible misfortune follows a man in the footsteps, and the more beautiful, better and the more peaceful life evolves as a mischievous vision. The illness is a fate of the poor, but also a punishment of the rich. We are treating our unhappy childhood all our lives. Whenever a government feels the need of promising peace and prosperity to its citizens, it is time to be on guard and expect the opposite. You will be best acquainted with a man if you watch his behavior when something is shared for free. A man who does not love is not able to feel the size of someone else's love, the power of jealousy, or the danger that is hidden in it. It's weird how a little is necessary for us to be happy, and even more strange, how often we miss it a little. That silence is power, and speaking weakness is seen in the fact that old people and children like to talk. Long and complicated are accounts between those who have and do not give, and those who have nothing of their needs. And the virtues of one man are accepted and appreciated completely only if they point to us in a form that fits our perceptions and preferences. There are certain thinkers whose philosophy is nothing else but some kind of mental commodity, some rhyming of thoughts. There are people whose life is so well filled that they cannot discourage us by their own death. In some people, there are unpredictable hatred and envy, which are bigger and stronger than anything other people can create and conceive. To have great power, physical or moral, and not to abuse it at times, is difficult, almost impossible. Whoever does good, he is expected to give even more good. Who lives long, he extends everything, and even its merits. The beautiful soul weeps deep. Love, when sincere and deep, easily forgives and forgets. People often wander around considerations, like chains, and at the end, they see how unworthy and incomplete they are. People who do not care what they say, and do not care when they speak, and think much more about what they look like, and what impression they leave while they speak. They are neither pleasant nor useful, and fairly probable it can be said that their entire life will be both inconvenient and heavy to themselves and others. But, on the other hand, people who only care about this, and for nothing else, are not better. On the contrary, in this case, the right path is really in the middle. People who do not work and do nothing in their lives easily lose patience and fall into errors when they judge others' work. People with little intelligence rarely fear not to be annoying. People love conversations about the fall and humiliation of those who rise too high. Peace and tranquility are the only values, and the greatest dignity of modest and unnamed people. Youth is a happy era, in which a person begins to believe in himself, yet he has not stopped believing in others. Many accomplished what they wanted, and lost themselves. Perhaps at the beginning, there were other motives, but today the fear is main. From fear, people are evil, cruel and inferior, fearful of generosity, even good. Nothing can connect people, as a common and happily experienced accident. Nothing can fool us, like our born sense of calmness and pleasurable pleasure, during things. Nothing is more difficult, or even more terrible, than watching the world around itself, with the eyes of the ex-beauty. From its origin and childhood, it cannot be escaped easily. Around the beauty are always either the darkness of human destiny, or the shine of human blood. The one who does not present the gentle flower of his soul to the winds of temptation, even if he has saved the whole and transferred it to the end, it is as if he had never had it. What is the most beautiful in the sincere and deep love, in which everything is beautiful, is that in relation to the one we love, none of our defects comes to light. Much of the evil in us is vanishing, and what is well is adapted. The disagreements between the old and the harmonious spouses are harmless. Without sharpness, they do not collide, rather than sliding, as easily as those stones that the river has circled over the years, and turned to perfection, so that it connect people more than they share it. Primitive and limited people have developed the ability to hope. With smart and gifted people, this power seems to be smaller. The wound that is hiding is slow and difficult to grow. The war, even the longest, just shakes the questions that have made it so, and leaves their solution to the times that come after peace. Bad and scary people fear forces to do exactly what they are most afraid of. We all die once, only the great people twice, the first time when they disappear from the earth, and the second time, when their endowment collapses. All true lives are beautiful and difficult. We're all dead, only we're burying in succession. What does not hurt, it's not life. What does not pass, is not happiness. The course of events in life does not depend on us, or it depends very little, but the way in which we will handle these events depends to a large extent on us. So much was in the life of the things we were afraid of. And it was not necessary. It was supposed to live. In the land of hatred, they most hate the one who does not know to hate. The value of beauty is in the infinite diversity of the forms in which it occurs to us. There is also its renewed power, and its greatest charm. For those who are worn by youth, and driven by desire, and the length of expectation, and the bitterness of uncertainty, are just an integral part of the great delicacy that love promises to everyone. The destructive and contagious is a power of lies. Why, from all creatures, only humans have a chance to hate their lives. The starry sky and the human heart are the only things that man will never be able to look enough. The woman stands, like a gate, at the exit, and at the entrance of this world. Life returns only what we give to others. The life force of one man is measured, among other things, by his ability to forget. Not all people are so rude, as a rude man thinks. Goodreads helps you follow your favorite authors. Be the first to learn about new releases. One shouldn't be afraid of the humans. Well, I am not afraid of the humans, but of what is inhuman in them. Forgetfulness heals everything, and song is the most beautiful manner of forgetting, for in song man feels only what he loves. Between the fear that something would happen and the hope that still it wouldn't, there is much more space than one thinks. On that narrow, hard, bare and dark space a lot of us spend their lives. For a man filled with a great, true and unselfish love, even if it be on one side only, there open horizons, and possibilities, and paths, which are closed and unknown to so many clever, ambitious, and selfish men. Searching for what I need, and I don't even know precisely what that is. I was going from a man to a man, and I saw that all of them together have less than me who has nothing, and that I left to each of them a bit of that what I don't have, and I've been searching for. There comes a time when a man finds himself in front of a dark uncrossable abyss, which he himself has spent years digging. He cannot go forward, and has no way back. Words have failed, tears won't help, and who would he call out to? He can't even remember his own name. Then the man sees that on this God's green earth, there is but one true suffering, the torment of guilty conscience. It seems to me that if people only knew how hard it was for me to endure life, they would find it easier to forgive me for all the wrong things I've done, and all the good things that I have failed to do. And they would still find a little compassion within them to pity me.